Hey everybody, what's going on? I've got my earplugs in because of the engine noise. Heading out today. It's been the only nice day that we've had for quite a while, and just Christmas week. So this will probably be the last time I have an opportunity to get out before the new year. I wanted to say thank you for a great year. We just started this last February, and we've really had a great response. Really enjoyed everyone out there. Love you guys. Love the comments. Appreciate you watching. I learn a lot from you as well. For example, after the last Wahoo video, I am now wearing this, and if I reach inside my pocket here, I have a spot GPS, just in case the unthinkable happens and I fall overboard. So thank you for all your concern. There were a couple of comments out there that really made me think twice about what I was doing. My enthusiasm sometimes for fishing goes a little overboard. So I wanted to say thank you for following this year. I'm looking forward to getting out there today, see if we can do a little catch and cook. And, hey everybody, and really just want to get it out for the last time again like this year. I want to say hi to all our northern friends as well as our southern friends. But as you can see, the Keys are still really pretty this time of year. Water temperature is 70. So again, thanks a lot, YouTube family and friends. Appreciate everything that you've done and said for us this year. Thanks for following, and follow me. Got a fish on. Out of the water a couple of times. Bonita, maybe tuna. Oh, he's running to the side. Come up. Looks like it might be a mackerel. Come on, baby. Come on. Oh, it's a Mahi. Wow. Just gonna flip him in. Come on, get in here. Ho-ho! Ha! A winter Mahi. Pretty damn awesome. How about that? Ha! And not for nothing, but we got him on Capt Ryan's rig. All right, let's get him on. He's getting the boat loaded with blood. That's it. There it is, Capt Ryan's rig. That rig works, even at extreme conditions. Nice fish. Look, winter Mahi. Fresh Mahi. Awesome. That was a surprise. Was not expecting a Mahi today. Maybe a small Wahoo, but not a Mahi. Not in December. I think that's my first December Mahi. So this is the rig that Capt Ryan showed me on his podcast. So it starts off with this little jig here, double hooked, with a a strip on it that I'll show you back when I get back to the house. And then 1, 2, and 3 little teasers that Mahi just went berserk for. So, quick fish, awesome fish. This is Willie's Witches. And again, Captain Ryan turned me on to this. This guy hand ties these witches. I'm going to try them out. I'm going to put a piece of ballyhoo on there and show you how that works. So as always, got to clean them out. This guy's actually pretty clean. I'm kind of surprised. Get them all cleaned up. We've got the pin. We actually used this last time. We got a pretty good hit, but didn't catch the fish. So, process of doing that. All right. So, you know the pin's got to go right through there. The hook's got to come out right here. Hook out. Take the chin weight right in there. Bring the pin through both bottom and the upper jaw. Take the spring just kind of start it and then start bringing it around until it gets tight. Get the hook straight. Keep bringing that spring around so it's nice and tight so it doesn't wash out. Pretty nice. Get that hook straight. Pretty good. So believe it or not, I could actually smell fish out here. I know that there's bait in the water, and I know that there's fish chasing that bait and bringing it up to the top. Saw some birds working. Having a little difficulty getting in clean water today. There's a lot of weed in the water. So we're re-rigged up, only running one rod today because it is so rough. But I've got my life jacket on, I've got my spot, which is right here, which is supposed to be in my pocket. And we're going to get out in a little bit deeper water, a little cleaner water. We're going to try this again. Tell you that Mahi was a big surprise for me. Not expecting that. I'm pretty excited. That looks like that might be fresh dinner. Alright, we're going to head on out a little bit, get into some better water. trolling. But you just never know when you're going to get that hit. When I saw the waves out here today, I was going to pack it in. But that one Mahi was too quick. So tell me there's got to be something else out here. Fish on, big fish, good fish. Yep. Look at this. So he nailed that thing pretty well. Took it off at the head. Good hit. But what's that? Alright. Well, we're gonna re-rig. We're gonna shoot it again. Re-rig, back out, going over the same area. We'll give it a shot for a little while longer and see what happens. They're out there. Here's the real deal. The real deal is I cannot find any clean water. I'm just coming up with clumps and clumps of weed. So I'm going to make one more pass, and if that doesn't work, there's no sense staying out here and beating my brains out with both the weather and the waves, and just picking up weed after weed after weed. So may try a little inshore fishing, but right now we're going to make this one pass, and then we'll just take it from there. So hey everybody, pretty awesome day considering that I went out pretty late in the afternoon. Spent about maybe, I don't know, two and a half hours just strolling around. A lot of grass today, as you probably saw. Picked up a Mahi, which I was really excited about, and then got slammed one other time with a ballyhoo, a wild willy sea witch, which Capt Ryan is the guy who turned me on to those. That's where I got the idea for the wild willy sea witches, is as well as the little chasers with the little flash on them, which work amazing. So next time a little calmer, I hope. A little late in the season. After the new year, I'm going to go back out there and re-rig some more of those, get out there and see if we can slam the water. Had a really, really good hit, like I said. Slammed the bait, cut it to pieces. I think the mistake I made was slowing up the boat a little too much, gave him a little slack, and he was able to spit that boat. Learning how to do the wahoo down here, increasing every time we come out, getting more and more hits and learning more and more. So good day today, good learning experience. Again, Elizabeth and I want to thank you so much for watching our channel and commenting and giving us your tips and ideas. We would love for it if you would send us your pics. Send us your pics and we'll post them. We'll put them out there and we can create a dialogue that way and do tips and tricks in your area. And we would just love to see your results of what you're catching as well.
All right, hey everybody. So as you just saw, Captain Dan caught us some fish in December. We are so happy. So tonight we thought we would do a catch and cook for fish tacos using the Mahi. So agenda item number one, as you know, I'm a huge advocate of wearing some plastic gloves whenever you're dealing with the fish. That way you don't smell fishy. So I'm gonna get those on, and I always rinse them once I have them on, just so they don't have any of that rubbery taste, or latex, I guess, latex taste coming across. So give them a quick rinse. Okay, as you see here, Captain Dan has already cleaned the fish, skinned it, and cut it into pieces. So now what we want to do, this is really important, is pat it dry, because we are going to fry it tonight for our fish tacos. So first things first, just pat it dry. Okay, so now that that's done, we are going to cut the fish into about 1-inch pieces. So they don't have to be precise, but it's got to be somewhat close because you want it to cook evenly. Main ingredient, we do have the Mahi all cut up now. And then I did a little prep before and went ahead and chopped up some romaine lettuce, now that it won't kill us. And I have some whole leaf romaine lettuce. I like this because it's so firm, and I don't do tortillas, so I'll put mine inside of this, like a little lettuce boat, I guess. Then I've prepped up some onions, just to go on top, and then as well as we used some green onion the other day for another recipe, and I'm going to use this to sprinkle on the top. Number one, it looks good, and then number two, it has really good flavor. I'm also be making a sauce today, and I'll show you that step by step, but basically it's just 2 or 3 main ingredients. Chipotles in adobo, which most people don't know. Basically, that's just smoked jalapenos, and then they put it in adobo sauce. It's amazing. So chipotles in adobo, and then mayonnaise and a little salt and pepper. So I'll show you that step by step. Now we're gonna prep the fish. We've fried fish a myriad of ways on our channel. Today we're gonna do a little something different. I'm gonna do almost like a miniature marinade with garlic. And I'll show you that here in a second. But then we're gonna toss it in our cornmeal, our Dixie Lily, which we love. And then I'm gonna add a little bit of panko too, just to give it an extra crispiness. So the first things first, I am going to take a full clove of garlic, just one, and we are gonna press that, oops, maybe. We're gonna press that actually straight into the cutting board. and then use the back of your knife to get all the goodness off. And then we're actually gonna take the knife and smash it down. We're making almost like a garlic paste. Scrape it up, turn it over, smash it down again. And this really gets it as smooth as possible for fresh garlic. And it is super pungent. Okay, so now that we've done that, we're going to add this to a Ziploc bag. And you want to get all of it. Then we will add our mahi, the whole bit, straight in. All right, so we got like 1.5 pounds of mahi here, and you'll see the garlic is sticking to it. So we're just going to toss it around. You don't want to really manipulate it too much. You don't want to squeeze the fish, obviously, but you do want to be sure that it's getting pretty coated on all of the pieces versus just concentrated in one spot. You don't want to bite into one piece of fish that tastes just like a garlic factory. And like I said, be careful not to squeeze the fish with the bag. Hold it in places that it's not. Okay, now what we're going to do is add in our Dixie Lily cornmeal. You don't need very much. And then we're gonna add in just a little bit of panko. Maybe like a 1/4 cup if you're someone who likes to measure. Okay, and then again, what we're gonna do is just toss it all around and make sure it's evenly coated. Perfect. And that's what it looks like, just pretty dry, which is what we want. You don't want it to be wet going into the oil. So speaking of oil, the way we're gonna fry this today, we had intended on doing this on the grill, like I always advise, so your house doesn't smell like fish. However, it's been pouring outside, so we're brought it inside. We're gonna do it in here. You can use a wok, like I've said before, but really for fish tacos, I like a really large pan. And we've got already in here peanut oil. You can use the same brand we normally use, or you know, if you have another kind of oil, I prefer peanut oil or avocado oil because they both can cook at really high temperatures and not smoke. So that's what we're doing. That we're gonna get this party started here and start heating that up. It's gotta be really hot because you don't want to put the fish in and then just have it sit and soak up that oil. So while the fish waits, we're gonna get this pan hot with the peanut oil in it. And in the interim, I'll show you how to make that amazing Chipotle sauce. Okay, so to make the Chipotle sauce, first thing you wanna do is grab a Ziploc bag and a drinking glass. And I'll show you my little trick later, but we're gonna put everything in here. So stick the Ziploc bag in the drinking glass and then fold it over the sides. That way all of the content stays in there. So your brand of mayonnaise, this is what we like, made with cage-free eggs. And you're gonna squeeze some into the Ziploc bag. Maybe like a tablespoon, 2 tablespoons, depends on how much you really want to have. Then what I do is add some ground pepper to that. And now for the secret ingredient, the Chipotles. Now I typically get this brand, and it's because it's always consistent. They're very good Chipotles and they're pretty big, and the adobo sauce is pretty good. So we're just gonna open that up. And this is what it looks like. I'll show you here. Grab yourself a little fork, and as you see here, these are just smoked jalapenos, and then the sauce they have it in is really good. You'll see they've got little pieces of onions in there. It's so good. So you're gonna take a Chipotle out. Let's get 2 pretty good size ones. And then what you're gonna do is slice down the middle because since these are smoked jalapenos, all of the seeds are still inside. They smoked them whole. And these seeds are butt kicking. They are hot. So we're gonna remove them. And Captain Dan and I really like hot. And this would be way too hot for us. So we're gonna take out, I left some of the seeds, but as you can see, all of these we are not gonna use. Same thing on this guy over here. Take out some of those seeds. And then what you're gonna do, like I said, still keep some if you like it hot. What we're gonna do now is very finely chop this. Now, I like it a little bit chunky. So you see, I'm just chopping them and then I'm gonna add them to the mayonnaise. If you are a texture person and you don't like chunky sauces, then one thing I recommend doing is just put this into a food processor, one of those little mini food processors, or a blender, or like we have a magic bullet. You can put it in there, get it super smooth, but put it in there with the mayonnaise. That way it'll come out all well blended as well. Okay, so you can see the consistency here, pretty finely chopped. And what we're gonna do now is take this and just lightly salt it. I'm using a Himalayan salt, and I'm not even grinding it. I'm just letting whatever little tiny remnants fall out of this grinder part onto it. You don't need a lot, but you do need just a tiny bit. So now what we're going to do is add this to your Ziploc bag. And then because I really like the adobo, I am gonna add a little bit of that adobo sauce to our mayonnaise that's in here as well. So that's about how much I add. Throw that in there. Now, take your handy dandy Ziploc out. Everything is in here, and this is how you're gonna blend this. The reason I am doing this is because I don't like to dollop sauce on. I am not a dolloper. I am someone who likes a squeezed bottle. So I'm putting this in here like this so that whenever it's time to plate, we're just gonna take tiny little scissors, snip off the end, and squeeze it on. And then you have no mess, and your sauce is totally contained. When it's time to clean up, all you have to do is just throw it straight in the garbage can once you're done. So that's why we do it in here. I highly recommend that once you make it, put it back in the fridge because it's really best cold. And you'll see here, we have almost like little tiny pieces of the Chipotle peppers. That's gonna be a great addition texture-wise, in my opinion, to the fish tacos. So that's what it looks like. And this is our delicious Chipotle sauce. Okay, done. Now it's ready to plate. So we have one tortilla and then my lettuce wrap, of course. And ordinarily, I highly recommend getting fresh avocado and fresh cilantro to go with your fish tacos. There's nothing like it, it's amazing. But you know our Publix. So they didn't have either of those items. So today we got pre-made guacamole. This is Good Foods. It's non-GMO and it is organic. It is so good. There's no preservatives, and if you're not gonna make it at home, this is really the way to go. There's lots of options, but we recommend Good Foods. It's so good, and they've got like big pieces of avocado in there. So in a pinch, this works great. So first things first, let's start with the fish, the most important part. Put some of that on here for Dan, then a little bit on here for me. We'll give Dan some additional lettuce. And then a little bit of onions, of course. guacamole. Like I said, you would love the fresh avocado slices and then garnish it with some cilantro. So good, but in a pinch, you do what you can. All right, now remember our trusty bag. This is the part you've been waiting for, I'm sure. Take a tiny snip. Be sure it's a small snip, because if you cut way down here, then it's gonna glom in it everywhere. What was the point? So just take a tiny snip off. And here's where the magic happens. Yep, got a little piece of adobo stuck in there. Chipotle. There we go. And some for me. Look at that. No mess, no stress. And now we're gonna garnish, just because I like the way it looks. And that's it.
That looks amazing. Hey everybody. So I get the best part. I get to eat it. Well, actually the best part was cooking it. Second best part is going to be eating it. I can't cook like this. I cannot fry like Elizabeth does. So this looks absolutely great. I can sushi, but I cannot fry like this. So my turn to try.
Moment of truth.
Amazing, actually.
This was not
the
rehearsed.
adobo sauce is great. The panko on there was is perfect. So anyway, here we go. The flavors in here are amazing. The chipotle and the guacamole and the fish, the flavors are perfect. So Elizabeth, you did an awesome job. This is great. Thank you.
Okay, my turn. This is a real moment of truth. Dan was right. The adobo sauce is on point. And listen, when it's this good, the fish is this fresh, and the ingredients are this good, you don't even need the carbs. Trust me. Go with the lettuce wrap because it is so good. And like I mentioned before, now that romaine won't kill you, may as well, right?
There is nothing better than Mahi tacos in the middle of December. So thank you very much for cooking this delicious meal.
Thank you for catching it the week before Christmas.
The week before, yeah, you're right. Deck the halls. And thank you for watching.
Yes, thank you so much. We can't tell you how much we appreciate your subscriptions and your comments. So can't wait to hear what you think. And thanks always for watching.
That's it. Follow us.
Follow us.